Okay, today we're going to be talking about swapping preamp tubes in the Orange Micro Dark. I have a separate video reviewing this amp in which I talk about buying it for the clean tones. A lot of people don't realize Orange amps, particularly this one, have some really gorgeous, big, bold, chimey clean tones on tap. And since I wanted to maximize that, I replaced the stock 12AX7 preamp tube with an NOS 12AU7, which knocks the gain down considerably and gives you a much more usable sweep of the gain control. So if you're a clean amp guy, or you just want to get a more gradual onset of the dirt out of this amp, that's what this video is about. I've got the 12AU7 in here right now. I'm playing a Telecaster on the bridge pickup, Seymour Duncan, Jerry Donahue, into an Eminence Alnico 1028 speaker. So I'm going to keep the volume the same. You can see it's maybe a little bit before 9 o'clock for both tube demos, and then I'm going to show you 9, 10, 11, and 12 o'clock on the gain sweep for each. Okay, so this is 9 and 9 with the low gain tube. You can hear, obviously, really quiet. Okay, so 10 o'clock. This is pretty much the sweet spot for playing at home. I've got just a little bit of delay, just a tiny bit. For me, that's a beautiful tone. You can tell it's got a little muscle to it. Even with the low gain tube. Okay, we'll go to 11 o'clock on the gain. It's going to start to be a little loud for the room. Middle position. Nice, big, bold, clean tone. Neck pickup. Okay, then we'll go all the way to noon. Back to the bridge pickup. And we're probably clipping the mic. I'm using a Zoom IQ7 into an iPhone. If I turn the volume down, just to show you where the real crunch comes in, let's move it up to 2 o'clock. Again, I don't play at that level of distortion out of this box. I'd much rather get my drive from a pedal and play it into this clean. Okay. I'm going to put the stock tube back in and we will listen to that. Okay, so we've got the stock 12AX7 preamp tube back in there, and these amps do ship with JJs, so if you like the gain structure of the 12AX7, you don't need to replace the tube. JJs are perfectly good tubes. And again, 12AU7 have a gain factor of about 20 as opposed to 100 for a 12AX7. So you would expect the stock tube to be a lot louder, but I hope you can hear with the gain on 9 o'clock and the volume a little below 9 o'clock, which is where I started with the other tube. It's not that much difference in volume. I was really surprised when I put that supposedly very low gain preamp tube in there and did not experience any appreciable difference in volume output from the amp. And maybe that's because it has a solid state power amp. I don't know. You guys tell me. Okay, let's go to 10 o'clock on the gain. This is essentially what I did with the other tube. Hopefully you can hear that. I think it's about as crunchy as Noon was on the low gain tube. So already you're quite crunchy with the gain just at 10 o'clock. So for me, again, it makes the amp less usable. We'll go to 11. And already you can hear a little bit of background noise. Very loud, very crunchy. We'll go to Noon. Very loud. We're gonna put the volume down like I did with the other one to see what 2 o'clock sounds like. For me, there's just a little bit too much fizz with the orange distortion is why I'm not a big fan. Backing back down to 9 o'clock, let's show you what you can get for the big clean tones with the stock tube. I'm gonna go to the middle pickup. There's still a beautiful clean tone with the stock tube with some reverb. I'm in the middle position of the Telecaster neck position. So you definitely can get the same beautiful clean tone with the stock tube that you can with the low gain tube. You just don't have as much fine tuning on the gain range to bring on that edge of breakup or the breakup. And I think you have less clean headroom. Of course here at home volume, take off the reverb. Still pretty decent amount of clean headroom, but I don't know if you have a giggable amount. Okay, the verdict for me is that you can get pretty much the same quality of clean tone with the stock tube as you can with the lower gain 12 AU7. It's just going to be a little bit harder to adjust. You might not have as much clean headroom. It might not be quite as rich a clean tone, and certainly you're not going to have as usable a sweep of the gain control. With the low gain tube, the gain control is usable from off all the way up to noon, and with really nice distinctions, able to tune in without a lot of twiddling. With the stock tube, you really kind of go from clean to dirt much more drastically, much more suddenly. It's a little bit harder to dial in or fine tune your level of dirt. So check out the Orange Micro Dark. It's a really fun amp. Super portable, obviously, super affordable, great pedal platform. It has an effects loop. It's a great amp. Thanks for joining me. See you next time.